Good morning to everyone. Thank you for joining this topic. Uh, Ademir and I is going to talk a little bit about the Skill Agile. This is something not new, okay, but it's something that can bring more efficiency to the success of complex projects we have in our day, okay. And talking a little bit, introducing discipline agile. I don't know who is familiar with this, but here is the picture where we have the 8 principles of agile, which is based on context counts, optimize flow, uh, organize around product and service, be pragmatic, delight customers, be awesome, enterprise awareness, and choice is good. Basically, disciplined agile underpins business agility in the context matter, stands to different from a framework with prescriptive, and DA is agnostic. What that means? It means that a DA doesn't follow a pattern, doesn't follow a model, and let that open to you to choose what is best for you in certain moments, in certain projects with certain different characteristics and everything. And that's been some things that it's you decide what is made to fit for you. Another thing that it's a framework. DA is not a framework or a methodology. It is a toolkit. What means you have a toolkit here that you can choose what is best for you depending on the context. Okay, so it's based on a process decision, and it enables you to choose your wall. What it means, your wall means your way of working. Okay, so it's based to fit for a purpose for you. I'd like to add something here. I mean,
No, I think that you say everything. It's not. It's important to everyone understand that it's not just another framework. It's a toolkit because it's brings you a collection of best practices that you can use.
great. Let's talk a little bit about the history of DA. As I told you, it's not something new, but it's something that was uh, created by IBM in 2009. Okay, IBM saw that the complex projects had different ways to adapt to agile, and they started creating this discipline agile. In 2012, IBM developed a guide to implement the DA, okay, in complex environments. Most focused on problem solving and considering the organization environment. So here again, you're going to see a lot. We talk a lot about context. Okay, so why that's the context matters, that the context counts. After that, from 2012 until 2019, Discipline Agile became part of a consortium with different companies, different institutes start to work with this tool until 2019. PMI acquired the DA. Okay, so together with that, the PMI also raises the concept of way of working. So that's why we say WOW, the way of working here, WOW, which means for you to tailor what best fits for you in a project, okay? And as you can see, the DA, it's a hybrid toolkit, uh, which means it interacts with different frameworks of agility. You can have Scrum, you can work with Spotify, Kanban, Agile modeling, Agile data, up, traditional, everything that you think that for your context will fit, you can use it as the strategy you think that's better suits for you. One thing that it's good here, it's that just to say how DA is agnostic, in which sense it's agnostic, you know? We can tell about the terminology. We can grab here different types of agile methodologies, and you compare. For example, GA has interactions, so as XP, Scrum has sprints, Spotify has sprints. DA has the figure of a team lead, XP a coach, Scrum Master, and Spotify Agile coach. We have the daily coordination meetings, XP daily meetings, the dailies for Scrum or Scrum meetings, and Spotify treats as huddle, and so on. You can have the retrospective and everything, but there is some different here that DA brings to the picture, to the scene, the architecture owner. Okay, the architecture owner is a key source of project risks, and someone needs to be responsible for ensuring that the team mitigates the risks. As a result, the discipline in Agile DevOps explicitly includes Agile modeling roles of architecture owner. This person owns the architecture decision for the team and facilitates the creation and evolution of overall solution. This is another feature that brings on, and another one that it's not so. Uh, how can I say? If you think on Scrum, it's the this role exists, but is not in the daily work, which is the DA calls domain expert, but the others calls the customer. Okay, to interact with us.
Jay is
Yeah. Okay.
bring this explicit. I think it is.
Yes. That's what is important. It's explicit in DA. Here is how DA it's divided. It's divided in four views. Okay. First, the first view we have here is the mindset. Mindset works with principles and guidelines. The second one is people. DA is about people. It works roles and responsibilities and team structures. DA also works in the flow. Flow is the life cycle and the workflows for a project. And the last but not the least, is the practice. The practice works with goal diagrams. What means mindset is a philosophical part of DA. The people is how DA divides between roles and responsibilities and people. And the flow is the life cycles of the projects we're going to see later on, and how we can work in different contexts. And the practice is the freedom that you have to choose your way to work, your own way to work. Let's explore a little bit more about Agile. Agile is divided here in three parts, which we call the principles. The principle is we read Agile DA like this. We believe in these principles. For example, we believe in these principles delight customers. So we promise to create a psychological safety and embrace diversity, and make all work and workflow visible, and follow these guidelines. validate our learnings, apply design thinking, changing culture by improve the systems. So when we talk about the mindset of DA, it works in this sense. So the principles delight customer. We need to go beyond satisfying our customer needs, beyond meetings their expectations, and so on. So be awesome. We should always strive to be the best that can we can, and always try to always get better. Contest counts. I think for DA, this is one of the top priorities in principles we must work on, because we need to thinking on every person, every team, every organization is unique. So we face unique situations in the projects. So, and that the implications of that we needed to choose our way of working. So we cannot only think that one framework, one approach is correct, or it's the way we should follow. We must reflect, we must think on how we can change this context, okay? How we can use that in a way that we think that it's better for us to succeed in our implementations. What else we have? We have the be pragmatic. We have the choice is good. It's based on, it's totally context driven, optimize the flow, organize around product and service, and also enterprise awareness. Disciplined Agilists looks beyond the needs of their team to take the long term they needs in the organization to take into account. Okay, so we need to tailor, we need to understand the company needs, or what is the objective the company has, and everything. And any consideration here, Ademir, you'd like to point out?
No, no, Carlos. I think you said everything.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about the roles and responsibilities here. DA promote a people first philosophy. What I mean, this is shown in the principles: be awesome and delight customers. Then we promise to create a philosophical safety to embrace the diversity, and follow the guidelines to create effective environments to foster joy and create semi-autonomous and self-organizing teams. Motivating individuals. People are intrinsically motivated by three things: mastery, autonomy, and purpose. I think these three things move the team, because mastery, you empower the team to show what they are good at, okay? And give this freedom for them to bring that, to put their knowledge into practice in here. Also, you give at the same time you give autonomy to them to demonstrate that, and more important, purpose. Why I'm doing that? That's, I think that's the most important thing. Why we are doing this project? Why we are delivering this and that? So I think that's the motivational part. Common team roles. There are common roles that people feel in DA. We also have the rights and responsibilities. One way to define expected behavior is to negotiate rights and responsibilities people have. Power skills are the behaviors to enable people to succeed. Also, we have the specialist roles. There are specialist roles pertaining to each process blade. What is a process blade? This is we're going to see uh, here further in our presentation. I will get back to this topic. When we talk about the team structure, ODA recognizes every person, team, and organization is unique. The implication is that you want to organize your team to fit your context. How we manage the team to attend a context in our projects. Okay. We have to take into account the psychological safety, structure, clarity, meaning of work, impact of working, the structure you want to choose for your organization to fit a purpose, the team life cycles. GA supports multiple life cycles to enable the teams. We're going to see later on too. The team interaction modes choose the right way to interact with the team and the other teams. So people also is very important for DA. The team roles. DA includes a robust set of roles for agile solution delivery, and basically they divide in two roles here: primary roles and support roles. A support role is often temporary basis. It's someone you put in here for specific moments, specific actions that we need into the projects. But it doesn't mean that it's a constant role that we need to have in the project. Okay. And as you can see here, we have the primary roles. The primary roles are uh, they are compounded by the team lead, the product owner, architecture owner, team member, and stakeholders. Okay. As we told before, the architecture owner is the key source for to look at the risks, to see the needs, to ensure that we can mitigate that and talk about the architecture uh, of the project. We have the figure of the product owner. Okay, all the requirements goes to that. There is no change in that. The team lead, it's uh, what we call here in the the Scrum Master. But it can be a project manager, can be assume other leadership roles in DA. We have the team member. The team member is the team that produces the solution for the stakeholders. So it's like our uh, development team here.
Okay,
Here,
just
uh,
important to add that the team lead should know about various agile approaches because he is not just a Scrum specialist. He is an agile expert. And another thing to add, most of the roles that GA brings to projects are not fixed. A professional can take a role
mm,
and then leave the project. It can be. After a while, he returns in another role in the project as it needed. Almost of our roles already exist in other approaches, but GA tries to make this explicit in this approach.
mhm. Very good. Thank you. And here it's the a kind of roles and person that can work as a team lead. And as Ademir pointed out very well, it's that the team lead, it's someone who uh, work with agile, understands agile environments, and bring that to the team. Also, we have the supporting roles. Supporting roles, we have the specialists, independent testers, domain experts, technical experts, integrators. And these roles, as I told before, it's often temporary basis. Sometimes we bring someone to the picture to work in a specific, for example, refinement that we need to do. I need a controller here or a text controller to help out to refine a story that we need to implement for a solution that we are doing in our projects, or someone who is very expert, has an expertise in something that we need to bring it on, and all the aspects. We have, for example, a technical expert that we can tell it's about UX. We can bring a designer here in some moments or some part of the project to play a role, and then as soon as we deliver the solution, this role is no need anymore. So we can bring that, and reinforcing what Ademir told, is that the DA makes all these explicit. So who understands how to operate DA knows how to organize the team to play those roles. I think this is the most uh, important point to understand of DA. Anything else to add, Admin?
No, thanks, Carlos. I think you got all the key points.
Now let's talk a little bit about the flows, the life cycles. Okay, DA focus on delivery. The full life cycle system comprehends since the initial idea for the product through delivery to operations and support. It's an end-to-end solution that DAs uh, entails to deliver. Okay, often has many interactions of delivery. We can talk about that. The six life cycles we have, uh, based on these life cycles is based on Scrum, Lean, and Kanban. One thing that is very important that the DAs came up from the Lean. Okay, it was designed uh, using many concepts of Lean, but it doesn't mean that it's only Lean. We have the Agile life cycle. Agile life cycle it's based on Kanban, for example. When we have a Lean life cycle, it's Agile life cycle is based on Scrum. The Lean life cycle is based on Kanban. We have a continuous delivery, Agile life cycle, and also we have a continuous delivery Lean life cycle. Okay, one is based on Scrum, another in Kanban, but they have some different flows to follow because different contexts requires these different approaches. We have also the exploratory Lean Startup Lifecycle. It's based on Lean Startup strategies. And also we have the Program Lifecycle, Team of Teams or Scrums of Scrums that we know in our day-to-day life. Okay. Here we have a little bit about the pictures of how it works. When we talk about the life cycle agile, we see here the wheel of Scrum approach here we can take on. When we are talking about Lean, it's the Kanban that we are using to work with. But when we have continuous delivery, it means that it's like we produce and deliver constantly. Okay, so this works for Lean. We produce and deliver all the time. So this is a life cycle when we have a product that it's more stable and we have little implementations that we are improving it and delivering. We have exploratory. Exploratory is something new. We don't know how it works. Then we have different decisions, different ways to go, different ways to view and to implement. We have a different approach here. And a program is when we have different strategies that involves the enterprise awareness. When we talk about the food delivery life cycle, we have here the concept until retire. So we envision a product. We start to in the phase of inception to see how we are going to create this, to build this product. Then we go to the construction phase, which we delivers the solution. And then we go the transition phase. The transition phase is when we release the solution, and then we put the solution to production and it starts operating the solution we deliver. And retire is when the solution is no longer necessary. Okay. One thing that is important is that DA works here from the delivery part, which means is from inception, when we start to define what is going to be built, until the transition, when we start to put that into production. And then comes DevOps. DevOps works from the construction part to understand what is coming up, until the phase of transitioning and going to production. Here, when we have some pictures of how it's structured the life cycles. Okay, when we have the agile life cycle, see here on the top part that we have the interactions, the way we deliver our solution in the shape of Scrum. Okay, uh, we have the inception part where we define and create all the what we call all the items for the sprints. Okay, to create the backlog, to construct, to build that, and then we go to transition to release that until we have the acceptance and goes to production. That's the way it's organized. Or when we have the lean life cycle, it's basically goes from inception to construction into to transition, but in a different way of organize the things. Okay, it's a pull system, so that's why it's a more Kanban uh, way of working, where we create here our needs and the team starts uh, pulling it and then delivering. Okay. When we have the continuous agile continuous delivery here, the life cycle, you see we don't have the inception. We have only construction and delivery here. Okay. So it's constant. So it's innovation all the time, and everybody knows already what it's going to be delivered. It's more like a maintenance, you know? Also, it works for the lean agile continuous the continuous delivery lean life cycle. It keeps the same idea, but is with a Kanban approach. Here, the exploratory. The exploratory, we have the idea first. We envision some solution. Then we build a little. We create an MVP. We deploy that, and then we observe, we measure, and then we see, oh, this can be, we can evolve this, we can improve that. So we bring this back to the envision part, create a new demand, build a little more, and start doing until we have a solution that is prototyped. Okay. And one thing that is important, that if we observe that something we created we don't have the expected results, we can discard here, we can drop also. And here, when we are looking at a program view, we have large teams here doing different things and all related each other to deliver the expected results. And most of this it's based in uh, enterprise awareness. So we can compare these programs here as a SAFe or a LED or an Nexus uh, approaches that we have for sprints of sprints. Now let's explore a little bit
Carlos,
the. Oh,
I want to add something. I think it's important to say that Disciplined Agile provides tools like a flowchart and a context diagram that help you understand your scenario and which life cycle is best suited for the concepts that you work. But it is important to say that even thought the GA indicates an approach, the choice is the team's because choice is important to GA. Carlos already said, choice is good is the principle of GA.
great, that's important to see for sure. And here, let's explore a little bit the practice, how it works, how GA works. GA, it's a goal-driven approach, okay? It avoids to be oh, prescriptive and the results to be more flexible and easier to scale other than other agile methods. There are several fundamental advantages here in taking goal-driven approach to agile solution. We can support process tailoring by making process decision explicit, enables effective scaling by guiding you through tailoring your strategy to reflect the realities you face, makes your process options very clear and helps you to identify appropriate strategies according to actual situation faced. Again, the context here is very important. Context matters, counts. Takes the guesswork out of extending agile methods and focus on value delivery to your stakeholders. Makes it clear what risks you are taking on and increases the likelihood of success. That's the idea of the goal-driven approach. Following here, the goal-driven approach goes through the process level. Each business challenge is both unique to your situation. Again, companies, people, needs are unique. They are different from each other. So here why is the challenge we face and the process starts to work for us, to help us to take a decision like Ademir told you before. The A toolkit helps you to work in a context sensitive manner. Solution delivery, IT operations, enterprise architecture, portfolio management, finance, vendor management, all of these are the type of solutions we can work with for different needs. The DA toolkit captures a team level strategy in a series of process blades. Second time we work or we listen, we hear about the process blades. And to talk about that, we have four types, four levels of process. We call layers. In the A, we call layers. We call the foundation layer, DevOps layers, value stream layer, and discipline the agile enterprise layer. This is the picture of, I think that it's the most important to understand in DA. it's this picture here that it's split in the 4 layers here. On the bottom nap, we have the foundation layer. Then inside here in this light blue here, you see is the DevOps discipline, the Agile DevOps, the DAD we talked about. Then in the third layer here, we have a value stream layer in the purple, and more out here in the last one, the big one is the discipline, the Agile Enterprise in the blue. The foundation provides the conceptual underpinnings of the A2K. Here we find the basis that we have been talking for the past 30 minutes. It's about the principles, it's about the promises, the guidelines, the life cycles, and then we have the possibility to start understanding these contexts to choose our way of working. Then when we go to DevOps, discipline DevOps here, DA DevOps, it's more about the delivery the solution. It's the development and the operation that we have to maintain that product. In the value stream here, these are the actions we take place to add value to the customers from the initial realization through the realization itself. Okay, and also we have at last the discipline agile enterprise, which is able to anticipate and respond swiftly to changes in the marketplace, involves other areas of the company, as IT, as asset management, finance, vendor management, whatever. And also, remember when we talked about the process blades? Process blades is this hexagon here you see for each one of these 3 layers in the up part here. We don't have the process blades for the foundation, okay? We just have here for DevOps, for example, discipline, the agile delivery, DAD here. We have the security, we have data management. All these hexagons here, it's the process blades. And the process blades, you have an action, you have a process to follow in there, which we call the process goals. The process goals guides the people through the process related to decisions they need to tailor and scale agile strategies, giving a context or a situation that to achieve what we expect as a result. Okay. In DA, we have 24 goals in total, which is described by process goals diagram. This is the process goals. The process goals, we have 4 process goals, okay? And this process goals, it's from inception, that we are going to define the direction we are going to in a project. Then we have the construction. Here where we are going to build the solution. And then we have the transition, when we are going to release this solution to production. And in every aspect, during all the development, during all the phases, during all the time, we have also the process goes for ongoing. Ongoing is the management part, where you review the risks, where you address the team, you define how what's the decision you're going to take or make. Here, it's constant here, and it's for all phases. Moving on, we have the process goals diagram. It's compounded of a process goals, a decision point, and a list of options. And these lists can be ordered or unordered. What that means? Process goals, indicated using a rounded rectangle on the left side of the diagram. If we look here in our diagram, we have here, this part here, the left rounded part, it's our process goals. So we want to form a team. What do we need to do? What do we need to know about forming a team? Then we come to decision points. The decision points is represented as a squared rectangle. This is the notation for how DA operates and give you the options, the decision points you want to work with. Okay, at least we have 2 or more decision points. And then to form a team, we can work, for example, to source of the team members. We can see the size of team members, the structure of team members. What do we need to know about that? Then we have options. An option is a technique such as a practice or strategy. For example, source of a team members, existing a product team, existing team from another product, or it's a new team. Okay. Then we can decide here which option we are going to take, and then we're going to see the trade-offs of this option. Here, it's the goal diagram notation. What do we need to know here? As we told, the process goals, then we have a decision point, but we have an option that can be ordered list or unordered list options, which means you see this arrow here that goes up. It says that you need to follow this order. Okay, you go from the bottom to the top one to use the best option here for your strategy. Okay, and another thing as a suggestion that the DA gives to you is that you see here the option is on both. When the option is on both, we can see that, for example, I'm new in DA, I am new to using the toolkit. Then we can have this suggested part here. Okay, if you are new in this context and everything, use the bolt option that we suggest here for you. From the bottom to up, you can pick here the first one, the another option, good starting, for example. And when we have an another list, you don't have an arrow telling you which one you should choose first. You can select the option you might think that's more appropriate for you. These decision points, it leads to what we call the DA browser here. You see here on the right, the left side, you have the phase, you have the process goal here, and then you have the point you choose. Into the decision point, you chose an app option here, and this option, it tells you, DA tells you what this option is about and what are the trade-offs these options can give to you, for you to help you to decide which one is best for you. Okay. Any consideration here?
Okay, I think it's important to say that you can search the DA websites for each of the process blades and process goal and find a lot of information on the subject. For example, if you search for the marketing process blade, you will be directed to other pages with information on the Agile marketing manifest and how marketing has been worked in companies with these BIAs. In the DA browser, it will also be possible to access a lot of process goals and their practices, and you can know a lot of other things about this toolkit. I can put it in the chat in this session.
Great, very good. And here by talking about the practice and coming to the main part of DA, né, that it's tailored to tailor what you need. We have here a graph, a spider diagram here to help you to decide how you're going to choose your way of working, okay, with DA. If you look at here in this spider, you can have things like, okay, about team size. How is the size of my team to work to deliver this project? It's 10 people, 25, 100. What is the team size I need here? Okay, you start to define uh, how it's going to be. Then, together with geographic distribution, the team will play remotely or they will be collocated into an office. How is the time zone? Okay, all these things you start to set as a context for you. Okay, and according to these all these specifications you're going to select here, it will be possible for you to define what life cycle is best for me. What are the options I need to work with in the inception phase or the construction phase? What is best by watching all these factors that affects my project. Okay, and this is the part of the strategy that you're going to see, analyze your situation, and choose what is best for you. Okay. Any comments here on the
No, thanks, Carl.
and at last here we can talk about a set of questions when we are talking about analyzing the context. What context does the team face? What is the factor in size, in distribution, product scope, everything we saw right now? Here we are going to wrap up all the knowledge we acquired here with DA and start to select the best life cycle that it's work for us. Let's connect the dots to see what we are going to consider first. What is the choice and the goal diagrams we are going to work with. Remember, DA is not prescriptive, it's agnostic. So we have many options. So the goal diagrams, it's for you to choose what best for you in this context, in this situation, according to all the mapping things you have done. Okay, then you make your choice. And with that, you work and create your way of working with agility here. Okay, and moving on, we have the certification part. Okay, this here we illustrate how is the path for you to according to PMI. What are the possible certifications you can have? You can start here with ACP, Agile Certified Practitioner. Okay, there is some requirements here about experience. PMI sometimes, depending on the train here, demands some experience working with agility. After ACP, you have the DASM. The A Scrum Master is Discipline the Agile Scrum Master. It's basically all these contexts we have shown you in these presentations. Okay, you don't need to have experience. It's for very beginners, and then you can moving on in agile in agility with DA. senior Scrum Master, okay, which requires some previous experience, and at least you get to know ACP or DASM to move into this, and you can choose to become a disciplined agile value stream consultant or a disciplined agile coach after the DASSM. Okay, and here it's a little bit of the description I gave you before. Okay, and to see the paths you can follow. I think that's it for now. Questions?
Thank you guys for the presentation. If anyone will have any questions, please feel free to open your mic. What is?
Okay, first let me tell, I found very impressive the presentation, also DA. I have one question about how one can measure the completion of the goals. What tools in this toolkit are used for this, for measuring the evolution?
About the measures?
Yes, like we are behind schedule, or we are below the costs, things like people usually ask us.
Good question. I will get back here in the beginning because I'm here. I think this is very important. Remember that DA is not a framework or not even a methodology. Okay, so you can have a hybrid ways to work here. Okay, you see there is different approaches. You can go for every way of measuring with any framework can give it to you. But based on this, when we move on here to here to the process goals, you're going to explore how each part of that you want to measure. For example, oh, I want to improve quality. What I need to know about improving quality. I don't know if you have easily the links or Ademir. Sometimes we can show how it works, and then can give you a little bit of the a better view to understand how you can apply that. Because here in the toolkit of DA, you're going to tell, oh, this you can use a tool like Jira, or this you can use a project, MES project, to follow the progress and everything. Okay, but DA won't tell you, no, you should control the progress, you should control the budget this way. Okay, it's going. DA will give you the freedom to choose how it's best for you. Chris?
Hi, Carlos at the beer. Thank you for the presentation. Who's the responsible for choosing the tools from the toolkit, if it will be based on Scrum or Lean, or who is there a person designed for this, or maybe a group? I don't know.
Yeah, this is a good question. Mainly, the responsible for that is the team lead, Chris. The team lead is the person who has experience in agility, and it's the person who is going to drive how the things will be organized, and also, of course, it will involve the team, involves the context. Will bring it on everything to the pack, let's say,
Mhm.
and define. Okay, guys, I think the suggestion here for the approach, the process goals will be this, will be that. Okay,
Thank you.
well, who else? Okay, Ricardo.
Hello. Sometimes isn't up to the business to decide if they want to go to a lean approach or a scrum approach, because the priorities of the deliverables are different. In a lean approach, the deliverables are always assets to the business that convert into gain. So is it the team that have the responsibility to choose that, or it is a higher level decision?
No, this is the team. I think the team lead is the person who has more envision of what is required in this sense, Ricardo. Because we need to understand that we have many options, and that's I think that the big catch of DA. So if one life cycle is not working, and you understand that in that context it's not going to work, then you can change. There is no problem for that, okay? But the team lead will be responsible for to understand that, and to help all the team, to help the project to define what is the best life cycle to choose.
Thank you.
Welcome. Who else?
If there's any more questions, please feel free to open your mic, guys. Well, I think we don't have any more questions.
Yeah, I think we covered it all.
Yeah.
And on time.
I just want to thank you so much for the presentation, for sharing your knowledge. It was an amazing content, and I'm sure we learned a lot today. I just want
Thank you,
to
guys.
reinforce that we can keep this conversation going on AC Hub. And please take a look there, give your contributions. And please don't forget to confirm your presence here in this talk on the link here on chat. Thanks again, Carlos,
Okay.
for your time, and thanks everyone for your presence. Our Agile
Thank you.
continues.
We thank you, everyone, too. And guys, please feel free to contact me or either other me. We are both certified here in DA, and you can count on us here for any questions, anyway, or if you want to know a little bit more about how to look at the website, like Ademir told, feel free, okay? Thank you all.